Let's get started and talk about the investments that can actually make you money and are actually a good financial investment. Owning a business, by far the best. Everyone that got rich off of a business. You do not get rich off of owning properties because you can't afford it if you're broke. Or gold, because gold does 6% a year. Or stocks, because stocks do 8% a year. You get rich by investing into a business that gets you 10,000% in the early stages. Rest of investments are currency. Currency is an investment, but it is a depreciating investment, and it is something that's losing you 6% a year, whatever the inflation rate is. But it is still a better investment than most things. I'll get to that in a moment. Precious metals, real estate, bonds, even though there are negative yield bonds that people are buying, collectibles, rare watches, vintage cars, etc. That's pretty much it. Crypto's included here as it is somewhat of a currency. It could also be included as a equity or an unregistered security, which most of the altcoins are. And then you have Bitcoin, which trades in the same way as, well, doesn't trade in the same way as gold, but it's the same idea of a type of investment, of a storage of wealth. It's basically digital gold, but with a much more volatile trajectory. So those things right there, business, private business, currency, crypto, equities, precious metals, real estate, bonds, collectibles, are the only things that you have a chance on making money on. Everything else is a money-losing investment, and everything else is an investment of your money. You're investing whether you want to or not. And most of what you're buying either depreciates 30 to 100% the second you buy it. So a car, unless it is a vintage supercar or Porsche, that could go up in value. If you're getting a Toyota, that's depreciating 30% the second you bought it. Food is depreciating 100%. You'd have a tough time reselling the food that you just ate. Although, it's a sick world, there might be some buyers. So these are all lifestyle investments. You are investing in feeling good in the moment, which is perfectly fine. The entire reason you make all your financial investments is to be able to buy stuff, goods and services that make you feel good, and to be able to put you in a place to have free time and allow you to buy good relationships, right? Because you can't really have good relationships if you're broke and have to work all the time. They also allows you to buy better relationships with women, because let's face it, if you have a lot of money, you are going to be more attractive to women. You're also going to be able to provide better experiences. You're going to pay people to blow up your brand on social media and reach out in the DMs and all that stuff and get better women. So I'm not saying that lifestyle investments are bad. In fact, they're basically the whole point of money-making investments. What I'm saying is that they are worthless in the sense of they have no financial worth, and they are a place for your money to go. So if you're not at the financial level that you want and you're spending the bulk of your business dividends and salary on lifestyle investments, you are not going to be able to get to the financial level that you want, because everything you're spending your money on is worthless. It is, at the very least, you can resell the car, but it's at 70% of its value. It is a bad financial investment. Okay? And to take it to the furthest extent, to pop $20,000 worth of bottles in the club is the worst financial investment that you can make. Now, you can make that kind of investment when you're balling, like a certain pair of two brothers who are known for that. You can do that when you're making $10 million a month, and it doesn't matter. But if you're trying to do that making six figures or even 20K a month, you are going to go broke. Most ballers go broke, almost all of them. I've done a video on it. Just give them a long enough timeline. Unless they are extremely good at getting revenue and extremely motivated to get revenue even after they are rich, which is a lot harder when you're a baller, because the whole point of getting rich was so you could ball out. And That's why most ballers go broke. Um, so everything beyond the investment classes that I mentioned, with business being the best one, is a lifestyle investment. The purpose of which um, is to enjoy life, but financially it's either worthless or depreciates at anywhere from 30 to 90%, right? A used TV is maybe 50, 70% depreciation based on how old it is. Clothes are often 90%. Food is 100%. Bottles in the club is 100%. I'm not saying don't do those things, of course, but remember that the whole purpose, if you want to be able to do those things at a high level, is to use the investments that are worth something to get you to a certain level to where you can have all the things that you need and still have them come out as a 20, 30% of the actual revenue that you take home each month, and buying enough security that you can handle any interruption in revenue over the next 20, 30, 40 years as you continue to invest, because there will be interruptions in revenue. If there weren't interruptions in revenue, all you need to do is move outside of America and make $25,000 a year, or sorry, 25,000 a month adjusted for inflation, and you'd be good forever. Problem is, there's interruptions in income, there's deflationary depressions, there's inflationary, hyperinflation scenarios, and especially the way the world's going with the reset, with AI, with social credit coming in, with carbon credits that you're going to have to pay for and everything you eat, with taxes, hyperinflation potential. You can't afford to spend your money on primarily lifestyle investments unless you're up in that 7-figure range. I consider 7 figures the new 6-figure business if you're going to live in America. Um, I've got clients, they're spending 9,000 a month just to live comfortable with a girlfriend. Because let's face it, a girlfriend in America is a $2,000-3,000 investment because she wants to go out to dinner 3 to 4 nights a week and vacation and all this other dumb shit. Um, so like spending 9K a month, you're like comfortable, but you're not balling out in America, especially including some business expenses and other things like that. So to get rich, you need to put as much of your money as possible into profitable investments, and as much of that into your most profitable investment, your business. Compound interest that every year, get an SBA loan, um, keep your margins at 40, 50%, reinvest monthly, dump it back in until multiple 7 figures. Biggest mistake I made in my 30s was making way too many non-business financial investments. Um, the other trap, which I successfully avoided through minimization, income arbitrage, and only staying in luxury furnished places, was lifestyle leak. Um, I've been living a pretty, let's say, comfortable life out here in Southeast Asia, very comfortable, and is able to do so because of um, the tax minimization I got from moving out of Canada, and the income arbitrage where the US dollar is just, exponentially valuable over here compared to the local currency. Um, but I didn't build a proper flywheel within my business. I didn't build out another business that had a better flywheel. And that was a major mistake. And I didn't put myself in a position to access the credit markets because I was happy to leave Canada. I can't access Canadian credit markets unless I want to pay taxes there.